he annulled the Sabbath. And
Well, he said he came to fulfill the law, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So
tell me more about that.
Yeah. Thanks for asking. So in the Old Testament, there's ceremonial, there's traditional, and then there is moral laws. So when Jesus came, he fulfilled the ceremonial laws. He fulfilled the traditional laws, which is hence why we don't slaughter pigs, right? So in the Old Testament, you had to, even before you could even go to the temple to meet God, who's a perfect being, there was like a veil, and only the priest could go in, and that priest had to live a certain lifestyle, sacrifice animals, and do all that. Well, Jesus, being the only begotten Son of God, came down as the ultimate sacrifice. That's why he's seen as the Lamb, right? An unblemished Lamb. And when he died on the cross, actually the veil was torn, like the physical veil was torn on. And so that's what we see as like that there we can enter the throne room boldly now. And so those laws were satisfied. And actually, Paul, in the book of Romans, you're asking questions that early Christians had the same thing. They're like, do we need to be circumcised? Like, this is pretty painful, man. Like, what laws? And people were getting frustrated. Like, well, what do we have to keep? And then actually, Paul in Romans would say, the fulfillment of all law is this. And he's talking about the ceremonial and the traditional law, right? The fulfillment of all law is this: love your neighbors as you love yourself. Well, you can only love yourself if you understand and prioritize a relationship with God, because that is love. Because God is love, 1 John 4:8, right? So all of the old, like the Old Testament is very relevant. You need to understand the Old Testament to understand New Testament covenants. But the ceremonial laws are fulfilled. They weren't changed or altered, or Jesus didn't come and say, I made a mistake there, because that'd be contradictory to nature. But he fulfilled it as the ultimate sacrifice.